Now we've all been there. We've ordered a nice pair of pants in our size, got it delivered, and then realized it doesn't fit for some reason. They had to go through that entire return process. Well, in today's video, I got you covered with 5 tips and tricks on how to order the perfect fitting pair of pants every single time you buy online. How's it going, everybody? George here from GP Lifestyle, and on this channel, I help young men build their confidence and overcome insecurities by teaching them how to dress better, how to look better, and ultimately how to be better. And in today's video, I'll be going over 5 tips and tricks on how to find the best fitting pair of pants when shopping online on your first try so you can avoid annoying ass returns. If that sounds interesting, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to have multiple pairs of pants on standby in the style that you're looking to get. This is going to help you determine a much better fit because you already have an idea of how the fabric is going to feel, as well as it's going to give you a little bit more insight on how much sizes can vary throughout different bands. Sometimes a large or a 34, 36 in the waist is not the same everywhere else. There could be a little bit more roomy, or it could also be a little less. I just want you to keep this in mind before moving on to actually taking measurements. Which brings me to the second point, that is to always measure your waist, your inseam, and your hem length. The waist is going to be what determines whether you can actually fit in those pants or not, or else this is slated for return. That's where our reference pants are going to come in to play, to try on multiple different ones and measure them at the waist. If they're on the tighter side, I would recommend sizing up. If it's a little bit looser, that's fine because you can always throw on a belt. Now, the inseam length, you want to make sure that you get the proper length so you don't have to spend the extra $10 to $20 to get it adjusted. A lot of times, this is super easy. You just measure it from the crotch all the way down and you can find out your correct inseam length. Now, usually when you're buying pants online, they usually come in either 1 inseam length, which is a little frustrating, or they come in 2-inch segments, so 30, 32, 34. This is important to find out your best fit. Which brings me to the third point, and that is the hem length. A lot of people like to skip this, but if you want to get the most amount of footwear out of these pants, you want to find a nice happy medium. Don't go super wide and flared because then it just looks a little off-putting no matter how chunky or thick your footwear is, and it looks really disproportionate for a lot of the slim cuts, and vice versa. If you're wearing something that's super slim and tapered and right there to your shin bone, you're losing out on a lot of different types of sneakers and boots that you can be wearing and really be limited to all the very slim and narrow stuff. So keep that in mind with the amount of footwear that you want to wear with a specific pair of pants. Tip number 3 is to understand the type of fit that you want. The slimmer you go with your cut, whether it's skinny or slim straight or skinny straight, it is less forgiving in the fit throughout the waist, the fit throughout the thigh, and that hem length is going to again limit the amount of footwear that you can wear. So I don't recommend going with super slim stuff that you're ordering online because you don't have the luxury of trying it on before you're buying it. The more baggy and loose fit you go with, the more forgiving the fit is, and there's a lot more wiggle room, but it may not be an appropriate style for what you're trying to go for. I like finding a happy medium, which is either a slim straight or just a simple straight cut, because you can always get the straight cut adjusted later. I think slim straight is the best of both worlds because you get a great fit at the waist. It's slightly slim throughout the thigh without being too restrictive, and then again, it widens out just a little bit at the hemline and ankle so you can get the most amount of footwear variety out of it. Tip number 4 is to look for pants that have a material blend that involves some spandex, elastane, or lycra. I don't know how to pronounce that one, but it's another stretchy fabric because this is going to be a little bit more forgiving when it comes to the fit because you have that expansion. If stuff is full cotton, full poly cotton, or full denim, the amount of leeway and freedom it's going to give you if your fit is not completely there is going to be next to none. At least with a little bit of stretchy material, you can afford not to have the best fit, and it's a bit safer option when you're buying stuff on the slimmer side because you know the stuff will expand and you won't have to worry as much as if it had no give whatsoever. Tip number 5 is to understand that these will take a little bit of time to break in, especially if you're going with stuff like denim, because denim is notorious for being super unforgiving the first few wears, and even stuff like your trousers may be a little bit unforgiving, especially at the waist, because that material hasn't had time to relax and stretch out. It's all fairly stiff and new. So understand, a couple of wears, maybe even a wash and dry, and then a couple of wears after will really bring out the best fit out of it. There you guys have it. 5 tips and tricks on how to order the perfect fitting pair of pants when shopping online. If you made it this far into the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to this channel, because if you've watched it this far, you're way more interested in dressing better, looking better, and ultimately being better. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out some of my other videos on screen right now. Peace.